So again, try to find the first part, which is the box rectangle in perspective. This has a slight tilt to it. Get a setup. Find the center for the piece to help you lay out the elliptical shape. Get at least the beginning part of it inside there. So it's just kind of laid out. You can see there's a lot of texture to it, rounding off of the corners. Just kind of sketching it out. Here's the taper of this. There's 5 sections on either side of this, so you can do the same thing. If it helps, cross the diagonals to find the center line for the middle one. And try to at least position those sections across. So pretty much have it laid out. The only part is the piece for these grid lines here, so let's see what happens. So here I'm just going to use a straight edge to help me get this lined up. Take this one down here. And take this one here. The straight edge quickly helps me get it pretty well lined up in proportion. And then just finding these parts here. Okay, so there it is. This section that has the grid is actually listed. Section right up there. I'll leave that part at the top. And you can kind of look inside here. I can just shade these lines and the part that's left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will give me that part. Here's the front of it. And that gives me that section. So the parts left over giving me this grid line here. So that makes it a lot easier for me to go ahead and illustrate that in there. So throw a little value down. Do the same if I want to continue with that helping of the striping there. Makes it just a little bit easier. So it's somewhat of a complicated piece, trying to simplify it. And with these edges, I'm going to do the same thing. Just use the same type of pencil. Just take the straight edge of the ruler and draw it down. Just nudging it along. You can see it creating the highlights pretty quickly. So that whole row is done. Do the same on the other side. Take the straight edge. I'm just trying to get some fine motor skill in there. And there you have it. Same way with this top piece that has the fan. Just kind of find the edge there. It has the top piece. There you have it. So this part, all I need to do is darken some of it. So same idea, I'm just going to use the straight edge one more pass to help me clean some of this up. Time I got 5 minutes, not too bad. Here. So I'm going for the obvious darks, which are underneath these rims and that edge. So you kind of have it, the value there, and do the same with this. So I can take the straight edge, do the same thing. Keep it consistent as long as you can. Variation there. And here you can see these lines. So you can do the same thing, only this time pick up the pencil a little bit and just give it an accent line right there. You already have the initial part, so just kind of picking it right up. Can't beat the straight edge for it. And vary, it's almost like a gradient. And it gives you that initial edge, and you come down at the bottom and start plucking it out of here too. So it varies that up, gives you a little more reality to how the light hits it. And do the same on this one here. Just try to be consistent because it is a pattern. Builds that section up there so you can kind of see it placing it across. So it's just a sharp pencil kind of making a little nick and using the straight edge to help. And vary it up a little bit because not all of them are the same. You kind of hit a couple at a time and just go right up to the foreground there. And it builds that section up. So it kind of gives the illusion of the light hitting it, a variation on it right there. And then when you take a look at the last section is up at this top piece where it's building this part up. And here it's just two crosses right here. And here's the center. Here's the center here. So it has 8 of these going across. And the same idea, it has these rings, just not all of them because the light hits it differently. And just kind of indicate them right there with these little end pieces.